Hi everyone, welcome to the Baca Wines Happy Hour, the show where great minds drink alike. I'm so excited for today. We have an awesome guest named Amy Nadine joining us. She is a celebrity makeup artist. She's worked on 8 Oscar winners, including Susan Sarandon and Anna Paquin, and a host of other celebrities like Lauren Conrad and Rachel Bilson. I'm really excited to be talking with her today. I brought my makeup bag and I'm going to ask her for some makeup tips. And we're also going to be sipping on some Baca Rosé. We have our 2019 Baca Rosé that comes in this fabulous can. So we're just going to have a really amazing conversation. For those of you guys who live in the California area or are planning to come out and visit us, our tasting rooms are open. Our Healdsburg tasting room and vineyard is really hopping right now. It's just such a gorgeous time of year, and I recommend that you come join us. But please make sure to make a reservation because we're getting filled up and we can't accommodate everyone who walks in. But that being said, we do have room left, and if you go on our calendar, you can definitely find more time. Hey, Amy.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi.
Hi.
How is everybody? Oh,
Yes.
Request to join. Let me do the request to join. Okay, I think I'm in. Am I in?
You're in. You're in.
I'm in, and it's a very tight shot of my face.
Well, that's important. We're going to be talking about makeup, so it's good.
Yes, exactly. And I'm a great canvas because I have a lot of things that need a little love.
Well, as you talk, as I say,
Kate, I love you.
natural beauty. Hey, everyone, for joining. Hi, Kate. Is that your nickname, Noini?
Yes. Did she put Noweenie on there? So
Yeah.
Nadine became Noweenie. And then Rachel Bilson calls me Wiener. It's just kind of become its own thing.
Aww.
That's okay. I call her Chunk because she loves Goonies. And that's her favorite.
I feel like it takes a very confident person to be cool with being called Chunk, so good for her.
Yes,
Okay.
and Wiener.
Well, cheers to you, Amy. I'm going to pour myself a little bit of this Baca Rosé.
Okay, I have the same here. I'm obsessed with this. I was telling you earlier, I don't love drinking wine out of a can, except I love drinking this one out of a can.
Aww.
I think it's because it's slim.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
And it's the perfect size.
Oh, thanks. Cheers. I'll drink out of the can too.
Nice. And I brought a stainless as well. And I love that it comes in this little 3-pack.
Oh, thanks.
It's just it's really cute in my fridge.
Oh, thanks. You wouldn't know, but this is a equivalent to a bottle. So each can is like a third, which is I think the perfect pour, like a glass and a half.
Yep, so. I agree. And so we went on a beach picnic this weekend, and I just threw this in the picnic basket. It's just so slim and easy instead of a big bottle.
Oh, thank you so much. Cool. Love it. Well, I'm so glad to talk to you. I feel like I just have so many things I want to ask you. I can't even. First of all, how fun to work in an industry where you're making people feel great about themselves and helping them build that confidence.
I think that's one of my favorite parts of it is I'm a morning person and I like taking care of people. So I feel like I'm the first person they interact with in the day. And it's just, I feel like I can kind of bring out their best self and we can nerd out and be ourselves and find fun makeup looks and look at the racks of clothes. It's just, I love that part of my job.
I bet. Well, and I feel like, too, you're probably like part therapist too. People probably tell you all kinds of things when you're working on them, I imagine.
I mean, I probably tell them as much too. It's a two-way street. Yes. And I'm gonna, while we're talking and answering your questions, I'm gonna get my foundation on because
cool.
This is a very close shot of myself. So this is Clos de Peau. Which is like this is an iconic brand. Everyone uses Clos de Peau concealer if they have a lot of dark circles. It's kind of the cult brand, iconic brand. But I'm using their Radiant Fluid Foundation, and I am 40 because I have 2 boys, so we're outside all the time, and no matter how much SPF, I just get too much color. So I'm just going to show that I'm going to use my fingers because I feel your fingers are your best tools. Just because they're warm and it kind of melts the foundation into your skin and become one. I also love egg sponges. And this one is really cool. It's Eco Tools and it's their new bio blender. It's 100% biodegradable.
Oh,
because all the rest of them are just sitting in landfills. So this one is kind of, at least you don't feel guilty about that. And it's kind of nice.
And so
Go ahead.
all these products that you're talking about, how can people who are watching find those products?
I can, when we save the video at the end and post it, I can do some links. I can, or at least tag their
Perfect.
Instagram and say what brand, which style it was.
Okay, perfect. Well, while you're so elegantly putting on your foundation,
Yes.
tell us how you got into this business. Like, did you always want to be a makeup artist, or is it something that came to you later?
So I always loved doing makeup and experimenting with my own makeup. I think it's because I'm such a blank canvas. My eyelashes are white. My eyebrows are actually really blonde. I dye them darker. And makeup was such a drastic difference for me. I just, in magazines, would look at the fashion, but it was also just staring at the makeup, trying to figure out the makeup. But my parents were very insistent that I didn't go to cosmetology school probably because they spent like 10 years on I have my husband. He's like, you haven't started yet, have you?
Aww.
Anyways,
It's
so I
COVID.
think because I went, they just really wanted. I think because my mom didn't go to college, she really wanted me to go get my 4-year degree. So I got my 4-year degree in business with an accounting concentration.
Oh, how different.
Worked for a 9 to 6 job in LA, which is actually where I met my husband. So I'm happy that all worked out 20 years ago. But when I was 27, I was just like, I'm working for the weekend and road trip to road trip. I want to do something I love. So I made a list of makeup and NBA basketball and politics. And I was like, what can I make a career out of? So at 27, I quit my job and went to makeup school. I was the oldest in my class. Nobody wanted me on test day because I have freckles and I just like was wrinkles. But I actually loved it. I was like, there's no plan B. I'm going to make this work. So then I just did all the things that you do to hustle. Like I emailed all the modeling agencies. If you sign new models and need test shots, can I do their makeup to build my portfolio?
Yeah.
I would like email USC and do their film school, projects, whatever I could just to build copy and credit.
Yeah.
And then I emailed a bunch of makeup artist agencies, got on assistant list, and then they started giving me the jobs that nobody wanted. No offense to Pauly Shore at all, but he was my first celebrity.
That's hilarious.
I'll be 10 minutes early. I'll be professional. And I'll just show this agency that they can count on me. And then they started calling me for higher up. And that's kind of how it started.
You started with Pauly Shore. That's amazing.
Yes, technically, yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's just so commendable that like once you figured out what you wanted, you just went for it. And I feel like, I'm sure so many people who are watching can relate to that. Like we've all had moments in our life where like we just had this clarity of like, oh, right, I want this one thing. And then you just go for it. And I'm so lucky for you that you found your passion in life. That's awesome.
I felt like I would pinch myself every time. There's actually somebody on right now who just joined who was a Maureen McCumsey. She was a commercial producer at the time, and she put me on as a makeup on a lot of commercials.
Aww.
Which was very sweet. So that helped me pay my rent while I was trying to build my celebrity clientele.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, you just work for free to
right.
try, or for
build
nothing.
your
just to
clientele or clients. Well, cheers to you, Maureen. Thanks for helping me. Thanks. Well, speaking of your celebrity clients, I'm super curious. I mean, I know you've worked on so many people now. Do you have one event or one experience that really stands out for you when you worked on a celebrity?
Yes. As far as when I look back at my career and the bucket list things that I've done, by the way, I just threw on some cream blush. This is Stila convertible color. And it's aloe vera, and it's a cream blush, but it really melts into your skin, which I like a lot. Mm-hmm. And I did that on the apples, so I tell my clients to give me like a little bitchy smile, and it pops your apples out, like that, and then their apples pop out. And
so funny.
And so, so my things in my career I love the most are I headed up the makeup for a New York Fashion Week fashion show, which was so cool. I think I watched the fashion show online afterwards 80 times because that was such a big moment for me. I headed up the makeup for a film that was with Kristen Ritter and Kate Bosworth and Rachel Bilson. And actually, my client Lauren Conrad did a cameo in it.
Oh,
and
cool.
that was it was very hard. That was a one and done for me. I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
But I can say I've done headed up the makeup department. So that was a good experience.
Yeah.
I just prefer to get someone ready for 2 hours for the Oscars and like the pressure and the glamour, and that's way more fun than having someone look like they're eating Kellogg's cereal at the breakfast table, because I want to do a cat eye on them and something really fun and fashiony, and it's like not my thing. And I would say I had a cover of George Clooney. That was a big day for me. I was very excited about that. He was really cool. I learned a lot from him. He is, you only get 5 minutes to do grooming. And if you can't do it in 5 minutes, you're not that great at your job. And the photographer only gets 10 minutes with him.
Wow.
And if you can't shoot me in 10 minutes, that's on you type of thing. And I've always just thought that was really cool.
That's a lot of pressure.
Well, luckily he doesn't need much grooming because I don't like makeup on men. So it's more like just little tricks to cover a little tiny pimple or, blot some.
Does that mean that his hair has to be styled in 5 minutes too?
His hair, he doesn't want anything in it.
Wow.
Yeah. So he doesn't take 5 minutes anyways. So.
Wow. Well, he is blessed with really good looks. So, what about a celeb that's like on your bucket list? Like you would love to work on that celeb.
Celine Dion and Celine Dion. I love Celine Dion.
Cool.
Yes, but I think I would shake. I think I would be a big dork and just totally shake when I looked at her. She'd be like, "Can we get a different makeup artist?" I think I would be too nervous because I'm such a big fan of hers. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift, and I actually got an opportunity to work on her, but that day I was trying to be professional, and it was Oscar Sunday, and I was working on Jeffrey Rush. I don't know if you remember him. He's like an Australian Oscar winner. He's Captain Barbossa.
Oh, cool. Your sound just turned.
He won an Oscar for the piano.
Oh, of course. I know who that is.
Yeah, so I was doing his grooming for it and his wife's makeup, and I just thought, Amy, be professional and turn your ringer off and just be present and dedicated to them. It's their day. He's nominated. So then I sent them out the door, and I checked my messages, and it was my contact from CoverGirl that I was working with a lot at the time, and she was like, Taylor Swift's in town, and she's going with Selena Gomez. Do you want to do her makeup? And by the time I called back, they're like, we found someone. Oh well,
man.
What can you do? Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's amazing that they.
All right, I'm gonna put some eye makeup on now.
Cool.
If that's cool.
Yeah. What color are you gonna go
for?
Eye
makeup. I'm gonna try to show you. This is Rowan Beauty. Do you see this Rowan? And they're really soft, creamy shadows that have a lot of shimmer to them. So I'm gonna do the crease with my finger.
Oh, that's
pretty. And the crease, you always go bigger because it's more about when your eye is open and when it blinks. But you don't see it as much. But you always want to think of a sunset, something warm in your crease. So like if you were doing a smoky eye on your lid, do something warm in your crease like a sunset behind it. It just makes it more interesting and and brings it together really beautifully.
So I've had a question about that because I've always wondered what to put on the lid versus the crease, and I also feel like a lot of people focus on like this area, whatever you call the corner. Do you put darker colors in the corner to make it pop more?
At night I would do more on the corners just to elongate it. It just depends if your eye is almond shaped or round.
Okay.
Let's say you have round eyes and you want them to look more almond. That's when you would accentuate the corners to bring the attention to the corners. And change the shape. A lot of people do cat eyes simply to elongate their eye and make it look longer. Yeah. So it's basically tricks. It's not about where the color placement is. It's more about the dimensions you're trying to create. Like you remember when you're in art school and you want something to look further off in the distance, you make it darker. You want something to look closer, you make it lighter. It's the same kind of here. So you play with tricks like that. And that's the same when, like, if we want to go to contouring right now, or what I call like what my favorite thing is to slim my
Yeah.
face. If you have, do you have your contour kit with you?
I do. I told
Okay.
Amy that I brought some makeup with me. So I brought this little,
Okay.
yeah, there's like a,
Perfect.
Okay.
It's a bronzer and a blush. So I'm going to take my bronzer, the darker one. This is Joyer. I never say it right. And what you do is you do exactly what I said and make darker colors to push something back. So I want my cheekbone to look like it's further in than it is. So I'm going to suck in and follow the hollow.
Okay.
See how I'm doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not on the cheekbone, it's on the hollow right below it.
Is that right?
And then I'm 46 years old, so I have some jowls. So what I do is I want my
Wait, stop
jawline
it. You're 46? No way.
Yes.
You are?
So you're very sweet. So I have these jowls here, and I want this to look like a straight line. So what I'm going to do is take the darker color and just cheat on top of that jowl. So now it looks like it's a straight line. It doesn't go droop and over. I'm just cutting that jowl off.
Okay.
And then to make my face look slimmer, I go all around the perimeter. So this is all shaded along the perimeter. And then I'm going to do the jowl over here too, just right on it.
And so this is kind of what you were talking about doing darker to make it look farther away, or creating
look more pushed in. Yes.
Yeah.
To make it look more pushed in and further away. And then I'm going to highlight what I want to pop out.
Well, and what about, I hear people do that on the, I hear people doing it on the side of their nose too. Would you do that?
You can, if you wanted to slim your nose. I don't judge anybody. I think everyone should do what makes them feel happy. I just think in the daytime, it doesn't really, you see the stripes more. It's more of a nighttime or Instagram picture or Instagram video, but you don't want to be walking around with stripes anywhere. So just make sure you blend like you've never blended before. So you could do the sides there. You could even shorten your nose by doing the tip. You can highlight down the center. There's all kinds of tricks you can do for the eye, but if you don't blend them, then you just look like a make victim with stripes on their face, if that makes sense.
Okay, no one wants that.
So you gotta go back and blend. Make sure you go back and blend with that. And then if you wanted to make your forehead look smaller, you would just go through and do the top part.
Okay.
And that's gonna push that back. So just go along your hairline. So what I kind of like to do during the day is use bronzer more for bronzing, more for like a sun-kissed look across my nose, my cheeks, and not do the slimming stuff. The slimming stuff would be more for like a date night or something in nighttime, in my opinion.
I feel like I just got
I know. So I'm a victim of a red chin. It's always pink and irritated. I don't know if anybody watching has that. This Dr. Jark's Seca Pear, it's like a light green. You know how in the color wheel, green is opposite from red, so green cancels out red. So I take a little bit of this green, then get some of it on the back of my hand. And then my pink chin, I just go over it and it melts right in. And if you have like pinkness or redness from blowing your nose a lot from allergies, it doesn't look green in person. It'll never look green. But for whatever reason, my pink chin always comes through on foundation unless I do something like that. And I know there's people out there who have this irritated chin thing too. I used to think it was from scars. But it happens in the summer too, so I don't know why my chin is so irritated.
Well, and I also feel like it leaves your chin faster too. I feel like this area, maybe because of glasses or your hands, I feel like it just gets, the makeup comes off too. So I get why that would be pinker more often.
I think so too. And I don't know why my battery just drained to like 5%. So I'm really going to go around and get my charger.
Okay, no worries.
Talk really fast about wines. It's literally one room over. I promise.
Go for it. Go get it.
It's never.
We have a little bit of a delay, so that sounds good. Sure. Meanwhile, everyone, she's in her bathroom right now. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a really cool room. I know all of us would love to have a bathroom that looked like that. So I'll tell you a little bit about the wine that we're drinking. Over the summer, I think really one of the perfect wines to drink is a rosé, like our Baca rosé. one of the reasons why I canned this wine was our brand is all about adventure, and we want to make something that you can take with you on your adventure. So we put it in a can so that you can take it to the beach, like Amy was saying she did over the weekend, or on a hike or on a boat ride, wherever you would like. And rosé is a really interesting wine because you get all kinds of shades of pinks in rosés. I'm sure you've seen rosés that have darker red. This is a lighter pink, more salmon color of a wine. And the color actually comes from the skins of the grape. So if you think about the longer the contact from the skins to the pulp there is, the darker the color. So this has a lighter color, so we actually didn't keep the skins in contact with the pulp for too long. So it just has that nice sort of summery, beautiful. I like this
Apricot.
color. What's that?
I like an apricot too. I'm always, when I pick a rosé, I go to the apricot because I feel like it'll be drier than and less white zin, you know, like those and more dry.
Totally.
Yes.
Well, and yeah, go ahead.
Somebody said that rosé was mixing white Pinot Grigio with Pinot Noir. And I was like, I don't think that's true. I think it's a red grape without the skins.
Exactly. Well, actually, it's not without the skins. It's a red grape with a little bit of skin contact. So you can make a white wine from a red grape if you take the skins off immediately. And you can make if you make a red wine from a red grape if you keep the skins on for a long time. You make a rosé if you have the skins on for a little bit of time. So that's the difference. I mean, you probably could mix a white and a red and make what looks like a rosé, but that's not what those of us in the wine business would say necessarily is a good wine.
Yes, that would make you cringe inside.
A little bit.
It's okay to say that. It's okay.
But yeah, no, but this, I know people, it's hard to, you guys aren't tasting along with us necessarily. Maybe some of you are, but I like this wine because it has a lot of fruit flavor. I get strawberries on this wine. And there are definitely some other fruit flavors that come forward, but I really love dry rosés, and that's what this is. Do you? Yeah.
Me too. I'm the same. But the problem is I drink it like water on a hot day.
Summer water. Yeah.
So it's very, I have to like say, Amy. That's why I think these cans are perfect, because I'm on my last semester of nursing school.
You are?
So I can do Botox and fillers and all that type of stuff.
Oh, cool.
So if I drink one of these around 5 p.m. and my, because just at the end of the day with 4 and 5 year olds, you just kind of want to take the edge off and have one glass of wine. Then I can put them in bed and then I can study and be fine. Yeah. If I drink more than that, then I cry. And then I don't want to study and I just want to go to bed. So this is like the perfect size for me if you want to do just one drink a night.
Actually, I hadn't thought about that, but it is kind of like, I know a lot of celebs do portion control. A lot of people do portion control.
It's portion control. Big time.
Totally. That's going to be fabulous if you can also do fillers and things like that.
Well, I've just been obsessed with faces my entire life. If I walked you through my house, it's portrait after portrait after portrait. I just love faces. And so makeup I've been doing for 17 years, which is super gratifying, but just doing a little from the inside that no one can detect, not the Beverly Hills shopping lady look, like not the duck lips or any of that craziness. No, but if you can do it in a way that nobody knows, it's very preventative in my opinion. And it's just like little things that can make people feel good.
Cool.
Fascinates.
Well, if you want to have a wine and beauty party, let me know. I'll bring the wine. That'll be super fun.
Sounds good.
So
I'm going to go to eyeliner now. If you want some eyeliner tips, do you wear it on the top and bottom, or just the top, just the bottom?
Well, I mostly do it on the top, and I really struggle because I used to use eyeshadow and an eyeliner brush, but then I feel like it gets smudged throughout the day.
Yeah, it doesn't last as long.
Doesn't last as long. Well, and I also feel like I just end up having it all underneath my eye. So I started using this, it's from NARS, it's their liquid eyeliner, and it's been pretty easy just to do a little line across. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I see it. It looks really good.
Just a tiny one. I mean, I don't do much.
The biggest tips I can give people on liquid liner is don't try to do a whole line at once. Just work with little increments at a time as you're building it, and then you can go thicker as you go more towards the edges, and that will lift the corners up a little.
Oh,
than,
okay.
so like for people who want to look more awake, I would definitely, like, maybe 3/4 of the way through or 2/3 of the way out, start pressing a little harder, which creates a thicker line, if that makes
I'm just
sense.
doing this, but I feel like I'm
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not
it's
doing it
fun to
right.
watch you. And
Um,
then another tip is follow the bottom rim. See
okay.
the angle at the corner here?
Yeah.
Should be the continuation of that should be your wing. So if you look at this bottom rim, it goes like this and starts to go up.
Yeah.
You follow that same angle,
Okay.
draw a little line,
I'm
and that's the
nervous.
angle of your wing,
Okay.
if that makes sense. And
It does.
then go look back towards your nose and start coming in this way.
Oh, wow.
That's how I typically do a wing on somebody.
Oh, that looks so good. You did that so
But I
effortlessly.
also know, I'm just going to wipe it off because I have a fold in my, so when you get to a certain age, your eye might crease a little more, and which cuts the wing in half. And I don't like the aesthetic of a wing over a folded eye, if that makes sense.
I
So
know.
I'm happy to show people, and I love doing it on my clients,
Yeah.
but I don't like it as much on me. But see here, this angle of the bottom rim,
Uh-huh.
you just would follow that out,
Okay.
and that's your wing. And then look towards your nose and go back over, and then start little
Oh,
increments.
got it.
And that's your wing. I can't
And
really
it's really
see.
not much of a wing. It's more like just a little mini one,
It's
really.
a flick. It's a feline
Flick.
flick.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
But hold on, let me wipe that off.
I'm gonna see if I'm really nervous about this, but I'm gonna see if I can do it. Okay, hold on.
You can totally do this. And I just don't like my eye with it at all. But it's actually, you can't, if you're not intimidated, you can actually, it's actually one of the, not as hard as you think it is. As long as you follow that bottom line and then go back in. Make it thicker as you go out.
Okay.
How did you do?
I don't think I did very well, to be honest with you. I just brought it a little bit out. Let me see.
I would go a little higher in your degree towards your eyebrow, end of your tail of your eyebrow. And you might have to pull that fold a little bit
Uh-huh.
just to kind of get the ink in there.
Okay.
Because you have a little fold too.
I do have a,
But-
thank you, Amy. I do. You know what? I'm gonna work on this later, and I'm gonna send you a picture.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
totally
get
gonna get it. And there's a makeup artist, Katie Jane Hughes. I guess she's American, but she sounds British. She sounds like she's lived all over, maybe South Africa or somewhere. She has a little bit of an accent, but she has a fold, so she just cheats the liner over the fold. But if she looks
Oh.
down, you'll see a big gap.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care because she's just rather, she likes that flick on, and she looks amazing with it.
Yeah.
So there are ways you can
Okay.
cheat it with a fold if that's what the look you really want to go for. I like a piercing eye. So
Okay.
I like liner on the inner rim, which it makes your eyes look smaller.
Now,
So
what are
you
you
give
using
them-
there? That's a
This is Charlotte
pattern.
Tilbury's Color
Yeah.
Chameleon
Oh.
in bronze garnet. So I find, yes, when you do the inner rim, it makes your eye look smaller, but it looks more like I could see through somebody, like it's piercing, in my opinion. And so I like that kind of drama.
It's
on
beautiful.
myself
I like it.
more than caring that I've closed up my eye a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you can also, if you reach around with your hand and grab your lid,
Mhm.
you can tight line along the lashes, because I hate when you see skin between the liner and your lashes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it looks not done to me. So I always try to lift it a little,
Oh, that's
go right in
beautiful.
along the lash line, and you can tight line it up in there and get in there. And now,
so beautiful.
thank you. It's just a little thing you can do to kind of
Yeah.
add a little, make you like, who is that girl with those mysterious
Ooh,
eyes?
I know.
And so for me, I immediately go from liner to mascara, so they can kind of become one and dry together at the same time. Does that make sense? So this is Bite,
Okay.
and it's my favorite mascara right now because you get so much payoff for the amount of strokes that you do. I'm going to take my things back. So I always grab my lid.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do it with you too. Okay.
Yes. So you reach your hand around,
Yeah.
grab your lid, lift
Okay.
it up, and start stroking like 30 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
30,
8, 9,
30
10.
strokes?
Yeah, but fast, like this.
Okay.
1,
Wow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That's a lot of strokes.
I know, but you know how I feel about doing it halfway. You gotta really coat those lashes. I don't like seeing people that I can tell did 2 strokes, moved on. So do you see? The other day someone said, what lash strip are you wearing? And I was like, it's not. It's just my mascara. I was so excited that they thought that because I took the time to really build it.
Look at that. Gorgeous.
And you can do the bottom, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Well,
so if you do it this way, you can do each lash. Yeah. If you do this way, you can paint. You can do the go above, go below. Just coat them.
Okay.
You can sweep. You can do a butterfly sweep. So if you love your cat eye and how it elongates your eye out, then at the very end, watch what I do. I take this and I'm sweeping my lashes this way.
To make it point the same direction.
So now they're going the same direction as the liner. There's all kinds of things you can do. So I call that like the butterfly lash. So I'm going to do this one.
Lauren Zacher says, congrats, it's a calibration. I like it. Okay, so we're doing 30. Okay.
We're doing 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just really coat those lashes. And I want you to hear my voice in your head tomorrow when you're doing your mascara. Don't skip on your lashes. Amy would be very angry. I'm just going to take, 30 is what, 30 seconds? You can probably do 2 a second.
No, you're so right. I think that,
just get in there.
It makes such a difference.
It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can, if you're a lash curler, someone who likes to curl their lashes, my biggest lash curling tip, I actually learned from Scott Barnes. He taught me to pinch at the base, hold it, reverse the curler upside down, invert it, and pinch again, count to 3, and let go. And they're just like, whoosh. Yeah, but I don't, my lashes are pretty curly, so I don't do that, but I do that with all my clients that don't have curly lashes.
Your eyes look so good right now.
Oh, thank you. So do yours.
So impressed.
Thank you. So do yours. So I have something that I think you will really like. Okay. If you don't want to look, if you're like me and you like a dewy look, but you don't want to look shiny, greasy, there's Becca Zero. Do you know the brand Becca? So Becca has this no pigment virtual foundation, and it's like a paste. I'm going to show you. It looks like this. It's clear, and it's basically a mattifier. I'm just taking a little off. I'm going to put it on my hand. I'm going to thin it out. Now, you see my shiny nose right there? I'm just going to hit it. Not hit it, but I'm going to rub some of it on top of it. Same with my chin, and it mattifies it without powder.
Oh, look at that. Amazing.
But I can still keep my cheeks alive and dewy, but not my nose, my T-zone area. Those are kind of the places that I hit. Yeah. And you see how my nose is less like teenage shiny?
Oh, it's so true. I love that tip. It's so good.
True. It's Becca Zero No Pigment Foundation. You can actually do this without foundation. You could just do this in the morning and just mattify the areas you want. Cool. Or you could do it on top of foundation. So I use that on my clients a lot too, because there's only so many times you can go in and powder somebody before they get cakey, and you don't want to look cakey. So,
and especially if you've got those high def cameras, you can see also.
I know. Oh my gosh. I know. I have horror stories that I could tell you.
So Amy, I think we're almost out of time, but if you want to show us your lips, or I don't know what's left.
Yes. So my lips, I'm kind of into a sherbet situation. So I'm going to do,
I love sherbet.
I do a stain on the bottom. This is Chasanga 22. So I'm going to stain it all over with a stain like this.
So that's a pretty color.
Thank you. It's just like a nice, happy, summery pink. Then I'm going to take, this is It Cosmetics in Wink. It's like a coral just in the center. Like this.
And what does the center do?
It just adds dimension. So it's kind of like I've been sucking on a popsicle is the look I'm going for. Not so made up, more just like a look. And then the last thing I'm going to put on top of that, if you felt like it, is a gloss.
Ooh, I
Because
do lip gloss.
I know that we've all been in love with matte lipsticks, and I'm the biggest matte lipstick fan. But I'm trying to this summer have my lips look more alive and have some.
Yeah.
So that's also in the center, which plumps them a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
But it's just a happy.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, my lighting is a little wonky. I don't know what's happening, but I think it looks all right. Did we get covered? Oh, brows. Do you want to talk about brows real fast, or are we out of time?
Well, you can, sure. You want to give us a couple tips
Okay.
on brows? Sure.
Brows, I would just do little hairs. So don't stencil draw. I would go like this and mimic little hairs.
Oh, I see.
That
Okay.
makes sense as you work your way across.
Way more natural.
Way
Yeah.
more natural. And it gives you that feathered brow that is very on trend right now instead of a stencil brow that's kind of
Yeah.
moving out.
Well, I could just watch you put makeup on all day. I can't even imagine what it would be like to have you apply makeup to me or to someone else. Just incredible. It's been
You're
so,
very sweet.
oh my gosh, so lovely talking to you, Amy. Thanks for sharing a glass of wine.
Thank you so much for this wine.
Yeah.
I'm a fan for life now. It's all I want to drink now. And it's very hard to drink this and then drink another rosé because then you notice the notes are just not as balanced as this one.
Well, thank you so much.
Good job, guys.
Thank you. Do you have any final words for your fans who are watching?
I would just say with makeup, it's an expression and it's supposed to be like one of the fun parts of your morning where you just have some me time. So don't feel like you worry about getting it perfect. It's not a tattoo. You're like, you know what? I'm not feeling this wing today. You just wipe it off like I just did and you move on and just enjoy it and use it as something that accentuates. My biggest compliment is when someone steps out on the red carpet and they think, oh my God, she looks so gorgeous. You don't even notice the makeup, like the makeup's almost a ghost.
Right.
It's just not something that, it's just, I've accentuated and defined without the eye catching it. That to me means I did a great job. Kate, she said, yay girls, I need that wine. I will bring you this wine to your house next Friday, Kate.
Yes, so sweet, best friend ever. And those of you guys who want to find it at bacawines.com, we also sell it, or you can come visit us in Healdsburg. Well, Amy, thank you so much. I hope to meet you in person. And
me too. I want to come to your winery. My husband's French, and he loves all the Walt, and he loves all the Hall, and he loves the Baca. And he's a French snob, so he's like, we need to go there next wine trip.
Please do let us know. We would love to see you. Okay, bye, Amy.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Bye. Oh, well, that was so fun, you guys. I could just sit there and learn more tips forever. I can't believe I have one cat eye on one eye. I need to go and fix the other one. But those of you guys who don't know us, we are Baca Wines. Please be sure to follow us. This was a great happy hour. We also host other happy hours with other kinds of guests from all different kinds of fields. We'll be back again soon with another happy hour. But in the meantime, cheers to your next adventure and the wine that finds your glass.